open up my chat and everything. Alright, so today it is going to be just Bob today. Chris had to run home again quick. He had another family emergency, so I'm going to just do it live. We're going to F it. I'm going to do it live. So I didn't really have much set up to start working on. So I'm going to probably do some background stuff today. And I was thinking we might start doing the inside of this kind of church area that we showed on Twitter and stuff today. Alright, let's see here. And I guess we could also, let me show that too. Show what we just put up on Twitter in case you didn't see it. Go and find that quick. So you can see here what we were working on. Chris's computer's been playing pretty wonky lately, but Chris kind of built out a level from everything we had, just to kind of show the programmers of what we were thinking about, and you know, how we would set that level up a bit. And we kind of just make it up as we go along. It's kind of been a very interesting idea of making a game here, as it's been very organic and we really have no concept. Hey guys, how's it going? Joe Whimsy's here. Can't see the other one. Alright. God, the package still hasn't come to... Wow, I guess it's a long way to Jamaica. It's not Jamaica, Queens, I guess, is the problem. We'll have to track that one down. Chris sent that one out, so I'm sure he has none of the tracking info whatsoever. He does not stay in touch with anything. Alright, so let me open up. I started quickly right before I got on and had technical difficulties here, setting up a new file just to start working on something like a church interior. And I brought in some Zelda to look at to have some inspiration of what I was kind of thinking about. And let's see here. I am going to make I'm going to guide this layer. And somebody was asking, holy throwback, what version of Flash is this? Sorry, I just saw that now. This is Flash MX, and we get into this every week, but we still use it for anything we've done on our own, because it just works so much better than everything we're used to. We use Animate every day right now too, you know, for client projects when we have to, but we just prefer using MX. It's simpler. We mostly just do a lot of hand-drawn stuff, so it's not that big of an issue. Alright, so I'm gonna just kind of sketch out a quick idea of what I'm thinking about here. Let me see, I also I'm using Chris's computer today, so I don't have all my hotkeys set up that I would normally have set up. So let's think about what we want to do here. Make a church interior, that might be huge. We want something like that. Let's see here, I was thinking usually they're kind of set up like a cross, I feel like. Kind of have our aisles set up here. Maybe have a walkway here. Here, maybe have some more pews up there. And then we will probably, you know what else I need to always do? Let me save this. Cool, open. Let me go to anything I would have Becky in, let's see. I was bring Becky in as a reference for the sizing of everything. Alrighty. Do a reference layer up here. I'm going to work real sloppy today. Becky, post her in there. Now she is tiny, so this is way too big of a place we'll be working in here. So let's see. Let's get rid of that. Let's see here. We could probably bring this aisle in a hair. about as thick as Becky would be. Alrighty. And let's see. Alright. Also using a much bigger screen than Chris uses, actually. I got the 27-inch monitor. And I didn't realize how big it was until you sit down at the 24-inch, and then it doesn't feel big enough all of a sudden. Alrighty. So, we'll bring Becky down by the door. And let's think here. I'm going to start reusing some. Now I have some walls I brought in from the hallway. These are like the 2-story type walls, and now that I kind of have a set size, I kind of like to work inside there and keep everything the same. So it works out pretty well for giving it off to Cody to figure out and snap all the tiles and pieces together. So let's see here. I'm going to bring those down in here for reference. Let's call stuff. Let's get everything in order here. Alrighty, walls. I'm gonna bring those underneath our sketch. I got the last White Claw here finally. The fridge was empty today. We didn't have enough time to stock up again. So, yeah. Chris's mother-in-law had a heart attack, I guess, this morning, so he had to run out of here. And but I guess everything's fine. She was taken care of so quickly that it sounds like there was really no damage done whatsoever. All right, let's see here. We'll draw a sketch of how high we want the wall to be. Just to have a reference here. Alrighty. We might have to make bigger walls actually if we're going to use this door, huh? That's the door from coming out. Alright, we might have to make bigger walls for this one. It's alright, it's gonna be a big Gothic church, I guess. Man, Chris's keypad does not quite work as well as mine. He was complaining about it lately, and it's definitely acting weird. So let's see here. We'll go something like that. Alright. Alright. I wonder if this... Yeah, we'll start doing this in a line tool so we can clean this up here. Alright, let's do that. Alright, let's keep this. Alrighty. No, yeah, as long as I think everything's alright, so. I know they're very close with their mother-in-law too, so they were, it was not good news this morning. Alright, let's use that as our reference. Now, if you hold shift actually while you use the line tool, it's very nice because you can actually draw a complete 45-degree angle, which works perfect for what we're going for here. Let's give the wall that kind of height. I'm also going to thicken up these lines right now so I can see where I'm working. Make this like a 4 right now. Alrighty. Keep the same. You know what? I guess we're gonna kind of make a whole new wall, so we'll just go thicker altogether, I guess, on this wall. All right. So let's see here. Yeah, we'll have to do something like that. Now, I usually So I usually make a piece. We have a corner piece we have to make, and then we end up having to make a straight wall section. And then sometimes we have to do an outer wall section depending on what's happening in our layout. So I'm gonna say we would do something like that for now as our different sections. Alright. I think that's about how high we would have to go to keep that door right. And then put that back in my sketch layer. Okay. Alright, so I think that's about how high we would have to go with our walls in the church. Let's see here. Alright, so I'm going to go back to my sketch layer and finish sketching this out a bit. That would make this wall have to be about that high. This is going to be like this, and this wall will be this high. Alright. Let's see what we want to do here. So I think we'll probably start this cross a whole lot earlier, because this is just ginormous. We'll make this walkway into the church about this size. You know what? Maybe even smaller. And what I could end up probably doing, let's see, we'll have some we're gonna have probably big windows along here, which I think maybe what I'll end up doing is this might be kind of like our next dungeon, probably. Kind of how like the school set up like a dungeon in Zelda, this will be a dungeon. Alright. And we'll probably end up putting some type of doorway here. Doorway here, usually kind of church thing, and then we'll have our pews in here. Okay. We might even have a walkway along the wall. Alrighty. Then I think we'll have. What I really want to do is also make sure we're gonna have to get some kind of staircase going up to the bell tower, because I think we'd like to have a cool bell tower fight. Probably a main boss in there. Let's copy that, put our back wall on here. Somewhere about there. Okay, then, think about, let me look at our reference. Yeah, I like how they have kind of a platform. Have some kind of staircase going up. And let's see here. Alright. Yeah, it's looking like something. Probably have some kind of. You know what? Maybe we'll have some kind of altar here. Let me bring Becky up quick. That'll be the stairs. I think we would want something. Probably have some kind of hidden, very Zelda type thing, the hidden altar type thing that you would push. Maybe have some staircases going down. Get that right there. Now, let's see here. Bring her back down. Now we need some kind of chairs. How did they have those? You see the backs of them, huh? I guess so. So you would have some kind of chairs here. So this would, you would see the back of the pews, then have a little bit of the pew. Probably decorate those differently too. Somehow, how they would in those 90s cartoons. Alrighty. Let's see, a couple rows of those. All right. I'm thinking let's see here. Probably want to be a little bit longer. I feel like this looks very square. So what I think is we'll actually just take our sketch and squish the whole thing in for a second. Everything on one layer. I'm working very sloppy. See all of it when you walk in. And I think I also want to take, here, we'll take everything from here on. Move it all up a bit. How's it going, Irving? Irving Diaz, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. Yeah, I'm having a quiet day here. I'm all by myself. I'm not as talkative as Chris is. All right, let's see here. Kind of doing this on the fly too. Usually we have something a little more set up and before we get started for the day. Let's see that. I think that feels about more what the scale we want to go for. All right. All right. That's a good place to start. Now, let's put my sketch all the way down here. And let's group that whole thing for now. All right. Okay. Now we're going to go back to our lines. Move these down, and we're going to start building out some walls. Now let's see, what size did I work here? A width of 225 and a height of 135. All right. Probably want to go a little more square on this one then. You know what? We're going to steal some of the colors we had from the graveyard. Let's check out something we had in there. see where we go. Alright, let me unlock everything. Let's go in here, copy this color. Will it come over into this? Yes. Alright, so I'm going to just make a square. And I'm going to color it like that. Alright, let's see what size we're working with here. Get something close to square. And that way it's easy for Cody to bring into the game. Alright, we will say that. That is 311. So we'll make this an even 320 by 320. And that will be the size of one of our walls for now. And let's bring that above here. Oh, boy, that's a first. Just as we always complain about it never crashes. Well, that's the first time that's happened to me in about 8 months. Alright. So we lost all that. Alrighty. Open. Graveyard. Go into that. Oh, I actually was saving a lot. I guess sometimes I don't even realize I'm always hitting Control S in here. Alright, so that is... we didn't lose too much. That's nice to know. Alright, let me... make a whole new layer, and let's turn everything off. Start clean here. We got our sketch, and we need our Becky. And that's it. And we'll start with those. Okay. Now, let me also open up that other file again, Graveyard Elements. You know what, I'm just gonna copy that and bring it in. Bring all this in. Alright, so I'm gonna make a new square again. See if I can remember, was it 320 by 320? Alright. Alrighty, I am going to use this coloring. Like that. Now let's F8 this. And we will call this Church Wall 001. Uh-oh. Chris Burns is here from home. That's not a good sign. Alright. Now, what I am going to do is bring this wall down. Let's see. Well, yeah, so we'll be about that high. Alright, so we will probably use this color for the top of the wall. So we're going to go right inside this symbol. I'm going to edit this symbol because I can do that in MX. Alright, so back wall. Alrighty, we will put let's see, we'll make this about 35 high. Okay. We can bring all of this stuff in actually. It took me 28 minutes to get this working today too. We had all kinds of issues with Twitch today. I guess because I didn't have it set up on the Twitch channel right. Alright, bring our texture layer in. This is kind of how I build out the backgrounds, is just piece by piece. And then we kind of put it all together as we get going. You know what? I'm not going to do... That's another thing we probably can't do. I'm going to do linear for this. So the walls have very little difference in the seams. Okay. And so I take these paint textures that I made in MX that are really just... I just kind of did the eraser tool to them and just made my own paint strokes. And I kind of grab a color. Alright. Put some strokes in like that. And give it that texture. Pretty riveting stuff we're doing here. But slowly but surely we end up making a whole background for a game here. Alright, we'll put some bricks around. Alrighty. And then I also like to overlap these. And then what I like to try to do, is we'll copy that, is get a little bit smaller as we go down along the wall. Maybe a little more like that. Kind of give it a little bit of that pretend perspective. Okay. Now, look at some, where's our reference? We could put some kind of stone walls on this, I think. Alrighty. Let's just start with that for now. So this one is 320 by 320. I think I'm going to want to do the same thing over here. And what we're going to want to do is put that right there. Make ourselves a corner piece quick to work with. Alright. Duplicate this symbol. We're going to make this church wall corner. Alright, let's see here. Now what we need to do is bring this wall up like that. So we're going to need a line there. We're going to need to copy this. Bring that over. Copy this line into here. Now let's save this because we're going to get tricky again. Flash doesn't like all this. All these, once you start messing with all these different groups and textures, it starts to act a little crazy. So I am going to do linear again. And we're going to go like that. Go like that. And get rid of that line. And now we have our corner. Let's see here. Guide these for now. Let's see how that kind of matches up in the corner. So what I'm going to need to do is just fix that a little bit. Give it a little. I think that's a little. Just kind of get these to match up a little better. Yeah, that looks right. And then our paint strokes can help fix that. All right. So, go back in here, and now I put these paint strokes at an angle. Let's see what we can work with here. Put one straight up and down. Kind of get a little smaller here. I hate your keyboard, Chris. I just hate it. In fact, I hate your computer. Alrighty. Some strokes, and that should be good for that. And now, what we'll do. Gonna give this line that's good for this line. I'm gonna give it a real dark color. Don't have the same hotkeys, so shape. I'm gonna convert that line to a fill. And this is gonna be, I'm gonna go a little darker. I'll show you how I quickly make these lines look a little more. What percentage are we at? Let's go in at 800. I need to embrace the power of the wireless keyboards and mouse. I can't take them. They last about 3 weeks for me, and then it's all over with. This line a little bit of texture. God, everything looks so much different on this smaller monitor. Alright. Zoom out of there. Can make that a lot darker. It's not. Oh, I'm picking. It's doing a Flash MX for me here. Alright, let's get all of that. Do you have to export as? Okay, yeah, so for going from, Cody would know that best, but what we actually end up doing going from Flash is we go to Texture Packer right from there. And it builds out the spreadsheets that we then bring into Unity. So I guess it's an extra step that no one really wants to do, but for right now, that's what we have to do. Alrighty, let's see here. Okay, to our bricks. Give it some brick layers. And what I'll do is start to give some of these these are just groups, so it doesn't matter. Give these a little bit of a slight angle, and we start to work our way towards the corner and try to cheat that perspective a little bit. And then this one. Go like that. Alrighty. And what I'm going to do is get rid of these. My shape, or what is it? I have this as transform. I have this set as a hotkey too. So flip horizontal. hide that. And now we kind of just have something started at least for what we'll do. Now where is our... Let's bring that into... Bring this over top. Kind of has some stuff started for our walls. Go back in and touch those up later, just to get something going though. And kind of start building out a background just like this with pieces that we can reuse and not use so much space with sprites. So you know what, since I made it that size, maybe we'll end up making the whole thing a little narrower. Again, I'm going to have to do that. I use this a lot, so this is usually set up as a hotkey for me to flip the image. Okay. Yeah, so we'll go about that skinny. Got something going on there. We can also, just to get an idea, let's see, we'll take this. Just gives us a good idea of what we're gonna do here. Flip it again. Now if we go square like that, that's gonna make our background a little more narrow, but that's fine, I think. I think that'll work pretty good. So let's center that a little more. So what I might end up doing is just centering the sketch a little more towards that. That layer. What is this one? Let's get it all on the sketch. Boy, when you work messy, it comes back to get you. When you're flying around trying to catch up. Alright, let's get rid of all that, bring it all back down to the sketch layer. Yeah, so we'll center that a little more so we know what we're working at here with. Alright, so to get a quick idea of how we could even build this out more, I am going to steal from our outside. I'm going to steal some windows quick. Alrighty. So we've got a wall layer. Let me put a Windows layer. Now, these are going to be too big for our wall, but we'll scale them down. The great part about doing this all in vector is why we chose to do this, is so we could scale stuff up and down. So, I mean, normally we would probably do all this kind of texture stuff in Photoshop, but being able to scale it down and not lose any quality was really the main reasoning behind doing it all in Flash. Alrighty. What I normally would do too is we'll make a... have to build... I like to try to build something when there's a window or something this close. It looks a little weird to go right from a 45 right to there. So I usually I'll try to build a window later that is a little kind of gets you to ease you into the next into the straight one. So I'll just do that for now. Get an idea of what we want. Bring some of these windows over here. Kind of get an idea of what's going on here. And just like that, you can see we're already starting to get a little bit of a level designed. And then let's see, I'm trying to think. I almost was going to do a stone floor, but I almost think it would be kind of interesting to see some wood in here finally. I kind of like how that brown door looks against this. Let me do a floor layer just to see what this would look like. Let me spell it right. God, we are the worst spellers here in the world. If you found any helpful Unity add-ons or built from scratch, I was wondering if it is using the newest 2D engine. Future Man, Cody would know that best. He's been using the 2D side of it, that's for sure, but I don't know if he's got the newest, if they're using the newest one. He has been updating it quite a bit. Now, let's see here. Maybe what we'll do is do a stone. Let's see. Or we could go the stone floor. And do some kind of run down the middle. Yeah, I'm not liking her on that brown. That's going to be our issue. So I'll have to figure that out. We'll even do like a... What would be good with her? Tend to always keep going blue because she's so red. Let's see. I feel like in churches, though, there's usually a very red kind of carpet going down the center. Do something like that now, just for an idea. Okay. Now, the other cool thing we could bring in to build out some of the other elements we created was we could bring in some of these torches. Would look pretty cool. Those on the window layer for now. One here, one here, kind of thing. All right. Let's see. Is this music even going still? I forgot what was happening here. Put some music on. I haven't been listening to anything. All right. So I've got notification. Okay. Let's think about these pews. Okay. Bring some other stuff into, let's see. Grab some stuff from some of the classrooms just to have some reference of what we've been doing. Let's see. Bring the chair. That's our church. Should save this. Alright. Probably go more with the... Alright. So, Zelda, when you're walking up, let's take a look at the reference quick. You definitely see the back of the pew. Adjust the seat. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Let's start with look at some reference too of some Gothic church pews. Let's see some images. Okay, yeah, they usually have one side's tall. Okay, that's something to work off of there. You know what? Let's sketch a little something out first, quick. We're just winging it. Alright, so we've got, you would see the back of it. Church pew like that. Make them straight. But what I'm going to do is I want to see a little bit of kind of detail. You would think we're in downtown Manhattan, but we're in the middle of nowhere, and it sounds like this. Ay, ay, ay. Let's see here, reference again. Just see a little bit of chair like that. Boy, I cannot embrace the wireless keyboard. It's slow to react. That's going to go about that high. And I think we'll just stay straight on that one too. And do something like that. Maybe we'll give this a little, yeah, we'll do that. And then that like that. And usually they have all kinds of wild designs on it, so we'll try to do how. Dexter's Lab. Oh, Mexico City. Mexico City, I can't imagine that being quiet. Yeah, we're not even anywhere near Manhattan. We're a good hour and a half away, and it still sounds like this. Favorite hunting dogs. I wish. When we moved out here, that was the plan, was to get away from all of it. It didn't seem to work so well. I don't know what happened. Got all the city people come out here now to go drinking at the vineyards. It's kind of like the Napa Valley of New York. Not what we anticipated. I'd love to work in the woods. they usually do something like that too. We can do. 10 years or so is the woods. You gotta get it out of your system. I guess, you know, we all lived in the city for a while, and you hit something around a certain age. You just about had it, or you just can't quite do it anymore. In those big cities, I don't know. It's fun when you're young and you get to go out and do everything, and then I guess you just get too old for it. I'm not liking that either. Let's see here. So yeah, no, there's certain people that just, I get it. I know people that will just love the city. That's better. We'll do that. Yeah, I like that better. All right. Then what we'll do is give this. Something like that. Okay. I like that a lot better. So let's get rid of this side and we'll just duplicate. And I'd love to flip it, but I don't have that hotkey. I should probably just set it up on his computer. We'll make a pew like that for now. We'll see what that looks like. Get rid of our sketch. Let's turn on our floor for a second. All right. After seeing the size of the pew, I wonder if we would want to probably go one whole thing wider. Probably. Room to work in here. That gives us a little more room to work with, and I want to be able to walk around and be able to get past the pews. Alright, let's see here. I wouldn't say this is fast at all, how this is getting put together. Flustered and flopping around here. Alright. Yeah, I think that's fine. Let me bring her back over and see what. Let me hit save again. Oh, Chris, I don't know if you were here before, but MX actually crashed on the live stream, so I got caught. The first time in the history of any, in the last, saying it's probably in the last 6 months that Flash MX crashed on me. You know, I'll have to be surprised. I said Animate hasn't crashed on me in about 5 days. I know I'm probably gonna live to I'm gonna regret saying that. I'm sure tomorrow or something when I'm using it, it'll probably crash on me doing anything. We've been working in pretty small file stuff for client stuff, so it's been not too heavy. Alright, let's see. We'll call this church. Pew. Let's see here. Well, you know what? Let's go. We'll go with this color system. Alright. Let's do. Let's do this. Let's see how we want to go about this. Alright. You know what? I'll build one of these out first. Oh yeah, I'm serious. It crashed. I wasn't even. I think it was something to do with a line that I was working with. You know, I think it was something about copying and pasting a line on top of a line where. It's so funny. Like we know the few certain things that finally crash MX and try not to. One of the big ones is working out of having stuff outside the work area on Flash. I don't know what would happen in Animate with that. Can't really. The work area is a lot different in Animate. Alright. Let's see here. You know, we'll go. Let's do 400. Let's see here. Okay. You know what? I usually build this out with a line tool so I can make that a lot easier. Let's bring that right down too and make that nice and sharp. Been waiting to work on a game for so long. Based on Sunset Riders. You know what? I don't know Sunset Riders. Or, you know what? Let me look that up. I know I've heard the name. I'll have to see what that is. Oh, is that the old, Western game? Let me see if that's yes. Okay, no, yeah, I remember we were playing this SNES. Oh, we were playing that a lot recently. Oh, no, we got a whole bunch of games on an emulator. Not that we got much time to play anything, but alright, so let's see here. We will go. I'm gonna smooth that out a little. Cool. Alright, so let's bring that up. And then we're gonna go straight up. I'm gonna copy that line. 2, 3, we'll go that thick. Now, what we'll do is we'll take this color and go lighter. And this is kind of how we kind of start building things out. And, you know what, I don't like get that a little smoother. This is how we kind of start building things out in top perspective. I kind of like to draw it almost how it would look in Dexter. And then we kind of just give it a top half, so you're kind of almost looking down, false looking down on it. Let's see here. Do paint behind. Get that little thing going. Some kind of start there. Flip that. Oh, I can't flip that. I gotta set that up here. Transform. Flip horizontal. I was trying to think of what. Yeah, I guess that Sunset Riders. I'm trying to think of what games. It was funny, like when we were, kids playing Super Nintendo games. It was such a different time. You could play. You had to play one game for a very long time. And I'm trying to remember. Mostly, all I had was I remember Mario. I was very good at Mario World, Super Mario World. Finally, even it was funny. I got the SNES Classic and was playing with my daughters, and it was crazy how much you still remember all of the secrets and everything just because you've played the game so many times. Alright, let's go give this a little detail. And that's kind of the game we're trying to make. I know we all loved the Link to the Past and that kind of stuff. So it's kind of why we're trying to make something very much like it. Also, but we want it to feel like a cartoon that you can kind of go in and out of. Uh-oh, we got a follower, it sounds like. I can't see who because when you use an old MX, you can't see what's happening on the OB, what is it called? The OBS or the OBJ system there. All right. Just go through and give it some silly stuff that they would probably do on a Powerpuff Girl background. Very similar to something like that. Did I lock that layer off? Let's lock that off. And just make it up as you go along. But unlike Bob Ross, there can be mistakes. Yeah, when you hold shift sometimes and Flash get a weird little... Alrighty. Go through and beat that up later. Alright, that looks like something they would do. Everything's super complicated. I hear you with that. It's funny, I was playing the new Spider-Man game and I stopped for a while. And I was afraid to go back because it's just the controls, you have to remember so many things. Once you finally get it down, it's crazy. There's just too much to remember if you take a break, which it's tough with kids and everything. You can't play a game all the time. It's tough to get back into. Alright. They do make everything very complicated. It's weird, the games were harder back then, but easier to play. It's just they were harder to do. Alright, let's see, that looks interesting. Let's give it a center post here. I'm gonna do that with the line tool real quick. Make that something like that, go like that. And I'm gonna go with darker color for now so I can see what I'm working on. I like to go a little wonky too, because it's kind of how they would treat it in a Powerpuff Girls. Girlfriend can only do play 2D games. Hey, at least your girlfriend plays games. My wife will never play them, but at least my daughter's really starting to get into games right now. And that's been fun to see. Although she will not play any game that has bad guys in it, so she gets too nervous, freaks out, and throws the controller in the air. She's also only 5.5, so it's tough for her to play. But it's crazy to watch a 5-year-old start to figure everything out already. Just grasp the moving camera. It's funny, my daughter grasped that already, the moving the camera in 3D. Way better than my wife would ever be able to figure that out. Alright, let's see here. I think configures that DLC on the tablet. Yeah, we try. That's why I prefer. I don't. That's the one thing we did with the iPad is I didn't even. There's no credit card in it just for that case that purpose alone. Because I do not want her figuring that out, and I only like the games that you can buy actually, just because they're better. They're more fun. I don't want her to start playing these games where there's no point in anything. We played a really good game. It was Cloud Catcher, something like that. That was on. I think it's coming out on Xbox soon. It's by Prideful Sloth, and it was actually a really good game for her to start figuring everything out. No bad guys, anything like that. Just kind of exploring a place and kind of learning. It was a really good game for her to start learning just how to move around in a 3D world. All right, let's give this. Where's our sketch? Let's see what we should do for the bench here. Just sitting here chit-chatting, not getting anything done. All right. Let's see. Let's look. I'm not a big fan of these pews yet, but we'll see. Can't keep up with games nowadays. Still playing Shadow of the Tomb. I like replaying Shadow of the Colossus, actually. That was a good one that came out recently, too. I just like playing old games. Let me look at my reference I was looking at. Let's see here. Alright, let's take this. Alright, so we're going to need to make, I think we will make that. Let's think about this. I'm not too happy with all these color choices so far, but I usually come back to it later on and try to fix all that up. Let's see here. I think what I want to do also is locked. Pews usually have a divider between them, so maybe I'll end up doing that with this as well. Let's see here. West of Logan. I haven't heard of that one. Why play West of? It's a simple Fallout. And I haven't seen. Is it Prayer for the Gods or Pray for the Gods? I haven't seen that one. No, I haven't seen anything about that one. Check that out quick. Let's see. Oh, that's cool looking. I could see where. Kind of looks like the pictures I'm seeing reminds me of that Mark of Cree game mixed with Shadow of Colossus. That's really cool. I'll have to look into that one more. That looks awesome. That was another good one, the old one, Mark of Cree. That'd be a good remake. Do this here, actually. Let's go low angle there. Not too happy with how this is looking so far. Alright, we will give this modify shape, transform. I'm going to flip this again. So I'll kind of just trial and error playing around with these. Yeah, let's just do that. We'll get rid of that. There we go. Flip that. Transform, flip that. Yeah, Market Cree was an old one. That was, I forget, that must have been, I think that was the PlayStation 2? It might have even been the PlayStation 1. I forget what that one was on. That was a great one. That kind of looked like a Disney game. It kind of, I think, like Moana or something. It kind of had the same feel to it. I don't know if I ever played the sequel, actually. Alright, so that's not the greatest pew. I'll probably come back and mess with that a bit at another time. Let me turn off the floor and just see what we had going on our undersketch, which is of no use right now because we scaled everything out. Let's see, we'll go like that. Ah, Cody, that's right. Oh, he was. I think maybe I do remember. Maybe that's why I said that. It was. Yeah, I remember they had some cool drawings in the the loading screens and stuff. All right. Hold on a couple pews for a second here. Cool thing about this is once we, I'm gonna go back in and change these up a bit. I'm not too happy with these so far, but what we can do is once I change it, it's a symbol, so they'll all change. So it's pretty cool that can do that. Let's take this off. All right, let's see. So for our floor, just got a random floor for a second here to give us an idea of what we want going on. Yeah, that seems about right. Alright, so then what we'll do is we'll do something would go like that, like that, like that. So let's just put this cross in for a second. Alright, what's not filling in here? Let's finish that line. Okay. Okay, let's see what that looks like for the time being. Threads of Fate. Yeah, I haven't heard of that one actually either. God, I haven't played a lot of games. I played a lot. We really wanted to play. We have to finish playing. Swords of Ditto was something we were starting to play. That was really a fantastic looking one that we saw too. I loved it. It kind of felt like they had made an Adventure Time top down, which was a cool look. It's really cool. Alright, let's see here. So what we'll do is we'd have another thing of pews. Yeah, we're getting there. We're slowly getting there. Now, kind of just think of this as we go along as what we want to do in here. Now, cool thing about these windows Minute. I saw something about Minute too. I actually had heard of that one. I forget why I saw that. Might have been the guy that did the music or something we knew. Let's see here. It was kind of like a pixelated looking one. Just do this quick as a reference. Something I want to. We're gonna have to figure out how to probably do this right in Unity at some point. But for now, we've just been making. Let's do a linear. We'll do a white light, and then we kind of just bring it down to 0 almost. We bring it down to 0. We'll bring this down to, let's say, 40 for now. That a group for now. All right. Start to get an idea of what I think we would want to do is have pews behind the windows for now. And we'd have some moonlight coming in from there to keep it nice and creepy. Of what's going on there. Just to kind of give me an idea of what we want here. Just all over. Instead of making mental notes, I don't ever remember anything. Alright, so. Let's see here. Let's look at our sketch. We were going to start doing those doors. You know what? I'm gonna bring in. Bring in a doorway from something else. Let's see what that would look like for now. Just to have. Well, let's go. You know what? I actually made a. Let's go to the house. Let's steal one of the doors from the house for now, and what I end up doing is going inside and just repurposing everything at a later date. I just put my problems off for another day. Let's see. What I'll end up is probably, so this is a wood frame, so I'll probably end up making like a stone frame around. Let's duplicate this. Now let's see, are we even going to want a door? We might want bigger doors to begin with. Probably end up doing is when I build out this floor tile, so we could build this a lot skinnier. That might be cool looking. Do something like that. God, that door looks so tiny now. I have to build a bigger door. Yeah. Well, build another door. Scale that up for now, just to look at. All right. All right. There's a door on that side. This stuff quick. C, Control Shift V, transform flip. And we are going to build out that back wall quick. Somewhere around there. Okay. Now the cool thing about all this is these walls, I'm not too thrilled with any of the walls or anything too much, but the cool thing is I can just go back in and, you know, fix the one wall, and they'll all be fixed. All right, let's turn the floor off. Let's see here. We need I'm gonna start making like an altar. Now, what we'll do is just make a blue line. Let's do that color for now. Now, since this is higher, we're going to want to make it on top of up on the wall a bit. Alright, let's see. We'll make this kind of like a platform that goes up. Let's make it size. So 460, we'll make it 950 just to make it an even number. Okay. And I'll probably want to go with a light color for that. Let's see, let's go with the door color. For now, let's just go back to the door color. And we'll give it a little bit of, give it a lip like that. And this will be dark for now. And we got our stage area. Oh, Joe Whimsy, you didn't. I guess you weren't here before. Chris had to leave early. His mother-in-law had to go to the hospital, so he had to make a run for it. So we had to quick think, and I started doing backgrounds today. We were going to start working on some character stuff for. We're also going to probably start soon doing like an opening sequence that we got to start figuring out. Let's see, that's too high. Let's bring her over. Okay. Let's see. I think everything's going the best it can for his mother-in-law, though. So she seems to be. I think she was very lucky today, actually. So that was good news. No, we were saying it's funny how important these people are. Just to our business alone, just having people that, like his mother-in-law, our parents, all helping so much with the kids. It's a big blow sometimes. All right, let's see. I'm not a big fan of any of these colors so far, so I'll be going back in and redoing all that probably. Alright, so what I would do next is let's F8 this. But I usually like to just try to get something started and then I'll go back and fix up all my colors, and spend way too much time on that. Let's call this church altar. Let me make sure I save. All right. Now some stairs. Let's do some stairs. Two steps going up. Let's see. You would think I've made so many stairs at this point I should know what the heck I'm doing, but I have no idea how to do these usually. Or I should just be able to reuse stairs, but I don't think that far in advance. Let's see here. We do everything smash mouth. Got to fill that in. All right. And let's fill that in. You know what? Do this. I like the one side better, so I'm just going to copy. Control paste. I'm going to modify, transform, flip, horizontal. We need a few white claws. There's no white claws left. I had one left. I don't know what I was doing. I was not ready for this today. We were not prepared. We were ill prepared today. Just trying to finish up some other stuff today and did not have time. Let's see here. Let's do this. Oh, no, you know what? Undo that. Let's move that over here. Make that as wide as that. So then we have our stairs going up. An intern. We just need a White Claw intern. They gotta be over 21 though. Otherwise they're of no use. Well, I don't know what else we would do. Let's put this like that. We'll give this a shadow. Just give it something dark for now. I'm gonna go back through and fix all these colors. Just gives me something to work off of. I think that's kind of interesting. You know what I'm gonna do? I don't think White Claw cares about two guys in the middle of nowhere. Alright, let's see there. That's more like it. And then I want to make... it's a little lighter. Alright, that's something to start with. So I wanted to make... let's see here. I think what we would probably do is I'm just going to start blocking out things for me to finish on my own time, I guess. Just keep giving myself more problems to solve. It's different when Chris gives me problems to solve. It's when you do it to yourself, it's really stupid. This sucks. Alright, give myself a carpet up there to work with. I think we would do whatever the floor carpet's going to be, we'll put up there. Let's see, what else could we do? Look at some other church stuff too. I feel like the back... start roughing some more stuff out. Alright, let's look here quick. We would want... we've got all of our windows. These windows are almighty close to one another. I space it out more like that, make a door that matches that stone. I have to remake that window right. And then we're going to want some kind of altar. Ultimately, what we're going to really want, let's move her up. I think I'd like to do... something about like that. Probably make a staircase going down in. Do something to get downstairs. Like to get upstairs, downstairs. We're gonna need all kinds of different entrances and stuff on this one. Alright. Next we would need, on top of those stairs, some kind of bigger altar. Might even be like the table they have at the churches. And on that we'd probably have stuff like let's see, I feel like they'd have something like that. Some candles. This is all to remind myself of what I've had to build still. Probably something on there like that. That underneath it. Then you would push this off. Cool. Alright, next, I feel like we would have some kind of big decorative chair. Armrests. As you can see, this is a very slow moving process. I never really had anything in my head for this yet, so we're just kind of getting an idea of what we would do now. Kind of got the bones of it, and now I kind of try to fill that in with a lot of stuff. Something like that. Maybe those will be. The other thing I was thinking is maybe we do. I always feel like they have some kind of fountain type thing or something at a church here. Looks like a toilet. Looks like a urinal on the wall. But I like to do, like in these corners, I like to do something that kind of gets you to the, you know, slowly angles you towards the 45-degree angle, so it's not so harsh. Catholic church. Yeah, I haven't spent too much time in a Catholic church, that's for sure. Alright, let's see. Maybe some kind of fountain. You gotta get the holy water from somewhere, I guess. And this'll be like an animated thing. Maybe do it like that. And then what I would do is duplicate that, put that on the other side. Look at some church stuff. I feel like also what I'll end up probably doing. Let's see, these could probably get taken way down. Let's go 75%. 75%. A lot of trial and error. Like that. Alright. Alright. You know what I was going to do today, too, is I don't know if anybody has seen the demo yet. I was going to try to play the game again quick and show everybody for the last maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes of the stream. Show that off again. I don't know if there was too much difference, but just show everybody what the, you know, if they haven't seen it yet, to show them the game. Shadow like that. Underneath that. Probably do. But I'm also thinking we'll probably end up doing some kind of more stone pillars and stuff in this. Make it look very gothic. Probably end up doing something like this on the walls, actually. Well, let's see how my walls are. Could we... You just make things up on the fly. Could you unlock the wall layer? Come on, you dingus. There we go. Yeah, we'll have to figure that out, but we'll probably end up doing something along those lines. I feel like that's something they would have in a very Gothic church. Do things like this. That would obviously go behind the altar. Figure that out next time. Now see, what I would have to do is, let's say, I would take this. Now this would be more like the straight-on variety. We'd probably have to ease our way into coming away from the wall for one. Have like a straight down from there, but also going up at a slight angle to try to ease your way out of that. Then you would bring in these. Something along those lines. And then once we make those, we'll put them all down all the walls. And as you can see, it's an absolute mess now. But hopefully some point this week at nights and weekends I can start figuring out how to clean that up. I'll show you what we have so far. It's a good start, I feel like. It's kind of just a... And all this is just an entranceway into a Gothic church. And then hopefully we'll start working on a lower dungeon area and have more of, areas to fight and kind of adventure gaming type stuff to put in there. And hopefully it'll start to look like all the, once it's all finished up, we'll start, have all this texture and all this kind of stuff on it, just like we always do with all of this graveyard stuff, as you can see here. So, and with that, I am going to play. I'm going to play a little bit of the game real quick and show that off for the last couple of minutes. Alright, let me save that, close that down. I don't need to save that. Alright. Turn off the music. And let's see if this even works after all that. You know what, let me do it not windowed so we can... I'm working like Grandpa Burns here. Alright, play the damn game. Alrighty. Let's give this a try. We'll play this in a little bit. Alright. Yeah, it's working. Alright. I'm going to speed through the dialogue. Let's see, we got the cars and stuff in there now. Kind of trying to just polish up this demo. Let's see, did we get something? Yep, there we got our cars going in. We've got some stuff on the mailbox. Getting all our sound effects in. Let's see here, some other stuff. Feed the dog. see everybody's animated on the bus. Been making some more of these people. Let's see here. Not everybody can talk, but we got most people talking on here. And I think what we'll end up doing is probably going to have to do voiceover on this. I think it would be really neat to have the actual voices talking as well. Alright. First cinematic coming up. Those are nice because those are just quick times, and we can actually sound design everything nicely for that and put a little bit of effects on that. Let's see, did Cody gotta get some of the, he's got the grass patches in here. This is looking good. Get everything all set up in here. Now if he just starts getting our roll attack in there. Yeah, it's got the grass patches. You can hit the trees. The other thing, if you go, I think these work. If you go past the banners on the school there, they go with you. Little animation. Gotta get the lockers working. Yeah, if you go past that, the highlight moves. Getting too good at this game. When other people play, it's fun to watch them actually play it for the first time. It's a lot different than playing it for the 150th time. I've never seen that. Caught the pencil right on the toss there. We're in the right spot. Always find weird glitches. Let's see what we can find here. Some hearts. It's a lot of fun to see. It's fun to see all the a couple of cycles of animation turn into a full 15 minutes, whereas to animate 15 minutes of a story takes forever. Let's see here. Talk to Corey quick. Alright, let's go finish this up. Let's see what time it is here too. Speed reading through Greg's dialogue here. Alright, so these first bad guys, it's the first time your pencil does not actually work on these guys. So you have to go in, and now you can attack them. to go hand to hand first. Hand to hand combat. And if they need to start working on her with her weapon soon too. Her weapon of choice, her field hockey stick. Alright. This is where the rats get you. The aggressive rats. Okay, let's see. The final boss we got in this demo here. Yeah, these tentacles are pretty cool. You got me. Wasn't paying attention there. Oh, got me again. Alright, I think that was the last thing. We can finish this guy off. Alright, and that is our 15 to 20 minute demo if you're actually reading and not speed reading through. But that's where we're at so far. We're going to keep finishing that up. Let's see here. Let's escape out of this. Click off of it, does that close it? Alright, Chris, your computer is doing good. And with that, I am going to sign off, and hopefully next week we'll both be here and we'll have something set up better than me just quickly trying to do some backgrounds, but at least I got some stuff done today. And you know, hopefully we can show that off next week too, whatever we finished up with that church. And maybe we'll start doing some of the opening animation, kind of a cinematic of the opening. I think we hope to plan on having that out for our festival this summer. So with that, I will talk to you guys next week, and we'll show you some more stuff. Thanks for joining in.